what made your company stand out across all those other roofing companies before you? And how do you think you guys won the best of the best?
To get there, I quit roofing. I started Ubering and slinging trash at night to make a living. I worked an incredible number of hours to earn very little amount of money. Is this something that I want to put my name on, this industry? But it was during that time that I decided, yeah, I'm going to own this.
Did you have any hesitation at all about Sarah, especially because she's an AI?
I had no hesitation, Kofi, because I know that AI is where we're going. Every lead we've had have been high quality leads, but I've never had leads that are solid.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Coffee with Kofi podcast. And today I have a really special guest, a special brother close to my heart, Kevin Mitchell. Now, Kevin Mitchell, I'm not going to say too much about him because I want him to introduce himself really well to you guys because I don't think I could ever do justice. Kevin is a growth partner of mine and a power partner of mine in which I work with hand in hand really closely in the Florida area where he's the owner of Horizon West Roofing, where he really empowers homeowners and helps homeowners secure their homes by getting new roofs. And Kevin has a very interesting background as well too, because Kevin was once a coach and he's also a pastor, and at the same time too, he is a business owner. So without much further ado, Kevin, welcome to the podcast, brother. How are you feeling today?
Feeling great, Kofi. Thanks
Awesome.
for having me, brother. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Oh, man, you're such a gem. I appreciate that, brother. So why don't you tell us, Kevin, let the viewers know and everything, who is Kevin Mitchell, and how you got into Horizon West Roofing, I guess.
Mom taught me very early a couple songs, This Little Light of Mine, and Jesus Loves the Little Children. Dad later on went on to teach me to fish for men. And being that he just passed, I'll go ahead and take this minute to, recognize his passing and the impact that his example of fishing for men had. And in the last couple of weeks since he's passed, I've had a lot of time to reflect on what made him great. And some of the things that have come to mind are the people that he attracted to his inner circles, the quality of those people, the strength of those people, and the loyalty of those people. And he built a life, he built a church and a Christian school in his life that is still living and impacting the world today. He wrote about it, Kofi, at 25 years old, what he was going to do. Everything that he wrote there at Marshall University, he dreamed it, he did it. It didn't happen quickly. That Christian school didn't come for over 25 years after he started the church, close to 20 years. He just battled and struggled to get there. And I was one of the second graduates of that school. I have great pleasure in that. A little bit about the background of who Kevin Mitchell is, just introducing my dad and honoring him. In his passing, it has made me reflect on the business model that I've developed, Kofi. Because this business that I am doing, I've come in late. I was in ministry for 15 years, went to seminary, got out, started teaching and pastoring for many years, and in the process, coach, track and field, and cross country. All of those things together, they seemed at the time, and often some of the events associated with them were pretty difficult and some traumatic at the time. But I look back at that twisted path and I see where I am now and the model that I have and this dream that I have and this vision I have. And I understand that it's rooted a whole lot in what I observed my dad do, building quality relationships. Not being, as a pastor, I grew up in his home, but he was one of the best men I ever knew. And the relationships he built weren't based on judgmental BS that we see often. It was just genuine, hey, let's live this life together and see how we could, be the best. He lived that example for me. And that was great. It took a long time to appreciate it fully, I think. But, this industry has impacted me greatly. Fallen in love with it. In my 50s, falling in love with roofing of all things. And I've enjoyed every minute. I've had a lot of hard minutes, I got to tell you, but I've enjoyed every position, all the phases that I've gone through in getting to where I am today. So many different people have impacted, influenced, and taught, both on the technical side and on the business side. But all that together and the twisted path that God has brought me on, here I find myself a roofer in the area where I invested my life with the church and with the 20 years in Orange County Public Schools. And with the name of Horizon West Roofing, what a beautiful community. And having invested a big part of my life in that, I feel really honored, and I feel a huge responsibility to deliver to these folks, because what I've delivered as a pastor and a teacher, though imperfect, has been with integrity and truthfulness. And in business and in roofing, that is the one thing that drove me to having my own company, Kofi, is because I could no longer be at ease pouring all of my passion into one thing unless I was directing that customer service element. And the people who I was touching, that I had control of that process so that their experience is one of comfort, one of education, one of empowerment, really, because our goal is to diagnose this, all of our problems, provide a solution. And many times we can present multiple solutions to help people get there. But I have a huge sense of responsibility for that community and desire to deliver. Though our name is local, my vision is a little bit more than that, Kofi. We want to deliver quality roofs. We've got tens of thousands of homes being built in our area. Relatively new homes. Some are approaching the first replacement. Many are much younger, and we're coming in and being able to fix a lot of leaks, provide good solutions, good economic solutions, solid roofing solutions. We're gaining customers for life because we treat people fairly. We educate them and give them a fair price.
Man,
and a great value, I gotta say, because there's not many like me that are going to care like me.
Yeah, which is very true. It's one thing I really do love and adore about you, how much you genuinely care. It's like it comes from a very genuine place. And of course, it's like, with everything you just said and how you just really introduced yourself and who you are and the source of it all. I must say here, I've said it many times, brother, I must say my condolences, honestly, because, losing a parent is something that's not easy. I have seen many go through it. My best friend and partner, which as well too, Kay, who went through it as well too, like about a year ago. And when he did, I felt the backlash of it. I didn't feel it as much because it's not my parent, but it's also kind of my parent, and I could never imagine how it is. And I must say, I am in awe of the strength and resilience and fortitude you have shown throughout this entire time, because it's still relatively fresh. Like, how are you doing this, brother? Because I also mentioned it when we're on the phone too. I was like, are you okay, brother? Like, don't you need some time off? Like, how are you still going forth with business and day to day as usual?
That's a great question, Kofi. And I don't know if I thought of the answer, but immediately I began to think it's pretty easy because it's all my life. This is who I am, and this is what my life is about. Life is hard. My daddy's battled Alzheimer's and dementia for 15 years. He's outlived most with that. And he fought an admirable battle, but I was blessed to see him continue to be the good man throughout the process of losing his faculties. He held on to what was important. He held on to his children's names, his grandchildren, my new wife and my new son. Incorporated their names in the last few years of his life, which is very uncommon with someone with Alzheimer's. Dad went into hospital a couple weeks before his passing. He was a little delirious and medicated. He said, Kevin, being the way I'm feeling, I'm just going to stay home tonight. Are you going to go into church? I said, no, Pops, I think I'll stay with you tonight. He said, oh, okay. And he said, I've got someone there to take care of it, right? I said, oh, yeah. The flock's in good hands. He's a shepherd. And he was a good shepherd. He was a good pastor his whole life. And I think that's what set my dad apart, is that all of his life was one thing. I didn't recognize it. But when you ask me that, right now, everything is the same. My life, my work, the loss, pain, the comfort. And it's interesting that in this time of loss, the greatest source of comfort has come through my business associates, yourself, Kay, and then, my other partners have just, Cohen Law Group. Oh my God, they have touched my heart forever. They sent his family, my sister, and we didn't know he was still living. They scheduled it, but it arrived the morning after his death. And it provided that thing that I experienced growing up in the church when someone passed. My mom would be on the phone and she'd be the general coordinating the ladies to make sure that they had food being brought into the house every night. That's come from business associates, bro. That's impactful.
It is.
So I think the strength is that it's all one, man. I'm living life and I'm loving life and I'm living it with the people that I love. And so I count myself, so incredibly blessed. And I know that my dad ain't suffering anymore. He's not hurting. He's not struggling. He's not embarrassed because of his physical weaknesses, because he was a very, always sharp man. But what a debilitating, ugly disease. He's not dealing with that anymore. He's not dealing with confusion. He's reunited with his loved ones and his Savior that he served his whole life. And I know I'll see him again. So I think that's a huge source of strength, Kofi. And I don't know what else to say, but everything is one. And the fact that, knowing that he's in a better place and I want to see him again. Yeah. I'm good. And he's better.
Yeah.
I'm just sad. I'm just sad because I lost my best friend. I lost my mentor. I lost the best man I've ever known, Kofi.
Brother, it's just as I said, and I'll keep saying again. Of course, I didn't meet him, but if he is anything like you, and it sounds like he's the reason you are who you are, that man was a great man. And I know for certain, for years on end, he's been very proud of you, brother. As am I. I am honored to have met you and know you and work with you. And this is definitely a partnership that I look forward to having for the rest of my life, to be honest.
I do as well, Kofi. I'm honored by that. And I think that in my heart and spirit, that was cemented in a strange way in our very first conversation.
That is true. That is true. It was very interesting, the conversation, when it was kind of like just kindred spirits, just like aligning, on like, values and vision and stuff like that. And I admire your strength and need. Yes.
My need.
That is true. And need. Shoot. And I love that. And I definitely love, respect, and value your strength, brother. But alas, now it even brings me into like a very interesting question. What is the most important lesson you say you've learned as a community leader, especially even from your dad or with yourself, with your own experience? Because you come from a line of leadership in the community, with your dad, with yourself. What is the most important lesson you've learned as a community leader that has helped you in business?
Serve people from a heart of love. Not everybody's going to like us. Not everybody's going to like the way we do it because we're imperfect beings. But when you serve people with a heart of love and you communicate with truthfulness and honesty, those things are powerful in developing support, a team, loyalty, which is key because in our world, and I realized very clearly starting this business, Kofi, I was I don't have the resources. I have a dream, I have a vision, but I don't have the skills, the experience, the background, the education to do everything that I've needed. So I've been very cognizant. Okay, this is a good dream. It's a dream with good outcomes for a lot of people. And so I've had to, from the beginning, say, God, on many of these things, I don't even know who I need. I don't know exactly what I need. And, but for this dream to be realized, I understand that, it's going to be God that has to do it. He's going to have to bring the people, the resources in the right time, in the right place to make these things happen.
Mm.
And so I've gone in it with him as my partner primarily, and then, seeking his guidance and bringing the people. And you're one example. And, I had no idea who Kofi was. But I knew I needed deliverables. I needed things that Kofi's an expert with. But you know what? I didn't know what else Kofi had to bring. I had no idea. And here, but God did.
Mm.
And I think it's that special sauce. And well, we're using in the marketing plan you're designing for us. That's making my life so wonderful. Let me just say, in the course of this bereavement period, I've been going to great leads, and these people are happy to see me. They're expecting me, and they're wanting to do business with us. I didn't, and I believe that Sarah has had a big role in that.
Yeah.
If you would agree.
Yeah, 1,000%. No, because Sarah does do a lot. And for viewers, for those of you guys that don't know, normally I don't talk about my stuff much, but we normally like to utilize an AI we built called Sarah for our partners and pal partners that we work with, and we built Sarah, and also in this case Gloria as well too, pretty much for Kevin, and every single time. Sarah normally talks to leads first before she passes it on to Kevin and the team, because we don't want them to waste their time. And I am so happy for you, brother, that you've been really enjoying the leads and the whole traction and stuff. And this is just the beginning, honestly, with what we've got planned, because it's and I believe I said it as well too, when we first met, and I did my research on your company and everything before. I was like, I could definitely help you. You were definitely the type of business I want to work with. Your reputation and everything. And fun fact as well, brother, because before we just launched the recent marketing campaign, I actually did further research again into the company as to what homeowners are saying about companies or roofing companies in the Horizon West area. Another company came up, but your name came up as well too. Horizon West Roofing came up. People are talking about your company on forums and everything, talking about how they prefer to work with you guys because you guys are some of the best, and your service is second to none. It's really amazing. And it definitely speaks as well to the community aspect of things and how you engage. And speaking of, now even comes my next thing to you as well too, with Donald. Now, I want to speak about this one as well, because this was very, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in awe of Kevin's giving heart. I truly am, really, because Kevin goes above and beyond just with community the entire time, right? Kevin, can you tell us about your involvement with Donald and the Olympian in the situation, and why you're so passionate as well about supporting athletes and helping others achieve their dreams?
I taught 20 years in Orange County School and taught at West Orange High School, coached track and field over there. And we had some really good athletes and was fortunate enough to have some good teams. But I know that whenever we, pop goals at every meet, and I had a couple of the best athletes I'd ever been around. And I just know that we could never win the long jump or triple jump. And I never got to know Donald Scott, but I did get to know his best friend, who went on to play football at West Virginia University. Of course, being from West Virginia, you're a fan of one of two schools, Marshall or West Virginia. A fan of both, but WVU first. Turns out that it was Donald Scott, now two-time Olympian. Okay. And as the Olympians coming up, my wife and I are huge track and field fans, and so we're watching all the, the qualifying meets, and her being Jamaican and me being American, we have an in-home rivalry going on, and track and field is huge in life. I ran myself, not very well, but in college, both track and field and cross country collegiately, great experience, and I think I was able to translate that to some of my kids that I coached and taught. But as the Olympics were coming up, I noticed that we had a couple Olympians. I made an effort to just DM them, reach out, and let them know, hey, if you're got a job opportunity, if you're interested, it could be flexible if you're interested in continuing your training. And I'm thinking of many ways that we could do it. I'd love to help you out. And Donald was someone who he reached back pretty rapidly and said, just very polite, thank you for the offer. When I get back, let's talk. And he so started, just following him, doing some more research. And some of the coaches that I worked with, I reached out because I saw them supporting him and saying some good things about him. I never coached him directly, so I reached out, and they had such great things to say about this young man. And I'm like, wow, he's the kind of kid that I love, and I call him a kid because I'm an old man, Kofi.
Of course.
Because he's a grown man.
Yeah.
Everyone just has such wonderful things to say about him, and I wished him luck in the games, and he reached out to me while I was over there in Paris and told me, hey man, I'm really looking forward to meeting you and chatting. And so when he came back, he got back in town and somewhat rested from the trip. We got together, he met with our team, and actually my sales manager ran against him. Josh.
Oh, they actually did the run.
Yeah, he was on the team there he was a sophomore that year when Donald was dominating the jumps. And so actually, they competed with one another, connected. And then I've got John, who's an athlete as well. So they connected on that level. But come to find out that Donald wants to transition into a career in the trades and construction. And I'm like, wow, how great. Because the model that we're developing, Kofi, is, bringing young men in and in a relatively short period of time, 4, 5, 6 years, getting them into a position of either franchise ownership or business ownership, helping them discover the beauty that's in them and the passion that can drive their life, that can drive them to build a solid life and to build a solid business that can positively impact our community by doing good. My goal is multiplication in this business model. With the right partners, it can be really, really phenomenal. I just know I need a lot of people with help to get where, that dream is. And you and I have shared some things about that. And I appreciate you being that kind of a confidant.
Of course.
Because it's big and scary, but I love it. And so we got together, and he joined our team, came out to some networking events, met some people, and starting just to introduce himself. And the fact that he is, I asked him a question because I'm like, here I am, I'm getting ready to back this kid and push for a 2028 campaign. So I asked him, Donald, do you expect to win a gold medal in LA of 2028? And he said, yes. I'm like, all right. Whether Donald wins a gold medal or not in 2028, he'll be competing against the best of the world. There's going to be a lot that happens between now and then that will be in his control and some things that are out of his control. Winning a gold medal is something amazing. That's in this young man's heart, to win a gold medal. And that strikes close to my heart because as a collegiate athlete who had no chance of winning a gold medal in any Olympics, I realized that he is one of those young men who had the audacity to dream something so crazy, to win a gold medal. And he's committed years of his life to training. And I'm thinking, my God, what a good young man. What a difficult position to be in after committing for a young man like him over half of his life, developing his body and training for his sport to represent our country, in athletics and to impact youth, which he's already doing by giving back through coaching. And how difficult is it going to be for him to transition? And I mean, we have that model in place because simply a lot of those things are going to unfold where much of his work, because of his notoriety and because of his connection and because of his connection with our community, be able to use his name. And as folks call in, our sales manager is going to manage his files for him because he's traveling and training. But we're going to be starting him on a full commission plan and splitting the commission between him and my sales manager, and really giving him an opportunity while he's training to earn a really decent living and build towards getting his own license and being his and having his own company someday. That's the goal, man. And, that excites me. That gives me a reason to be in business, to impact young men's life and to multiply, charactered businesses in our community. Because in the trades, it's really sad that many times, Florida, we have a reputation about, contracting, and it comes, sadly, sometimes it comes warranted, but we're in this for something else. We're in it to set our own standard. I'm not competing against anything from the past, any company that I've seen, any company that I've known. What we're doing, and right now with your help, Kofi, I'm more confident than ever. We're going to build a model that is the standard for roofing. And if God blesses this and wants to help enough people through this, even transport and export it across the country, because the model that we're building is a solid customer service model, which is going to help me, I think, be the face of roofing. Colonel Sanders. Actually, I thought I was too old to start this stuff, Kofi. I thought roofing is a young man's game. I don't have any business starting a business. I was selling and doing well. And, as far as bringing in revenue, more than I'd ever realized. Finally, we had to do it.
Well, you had to do it. It's very, very impressive and amazing of you in what you're doing, especially for Donald, and how you're like really taking things in this manner to really help him and help him achieve his dream. It's like I didn't even realize it was like the whole full commission part of it as well too. So that is absolutely like impressive. And I love how you also tell me about how like they're all together and stuff, and they're normally just like trash talking themselves and all of that. And Joshua is always like, and he's like, he wants to raise Donald to like get a video of that as well too. Maybe we can use that for marketing. I think that's gonna be fun.
No, that trash talking is escalated, Kofi. That's going. Donald, the beauty of it, Josh and him are pretty tight. My young men, they love each other, and they've been a source of encouragement and comfort to me, and I'm humbled by that. They're such good young men. Wow, blessed. But Josh is really committed to him as well, because he's going to be carrying the load, managing his projects and his own projects as well. But what a great asset to Donald. And when Donald's in town, and it's going to be an irregular thing, and but when he's in town, he's going to go out and see all the folks who, when they call in and say, "Hey, I want to work with Donald," or, I want to support the Donald LA 2028 campaign. That's going to be his client, and we're going to bring him out there. And when he's in town, he's going to be learning the trade. He's, when he's been in town, he's already been on roof. He's just hungry to learn. And of course, we're going to give him as many hands-on opportunities. And he's very interested in doing that as well. We're going to give him as many hands-on opportunity to learn this business forwards and backwards as he manages his Olympian life of training and pursuing LA of 2028, which I
LA
fully want to
20.
be behind, and I'd like for our whole team to go out there and support him
That
in
would be
2028.
Yeah, that would be absolutely epic. I could already see that. And I also and it's also like very intriguing as well. I seem to also forget, how did the law firm as well also come in conjunction with you to back Donald? Because that was another like a huge thing which we're excited about, right? In which like a law firm was like, you know what? We also want to help Donald get
We
to
get.
LA 2028 as well. Could you talk a little bit more about that?
I wish I could take credit for
Mm,
coordinating all the logistics of it, but you know, Cohen Law is about doing right,
mm,
dominating storms ethically and
mm,
properly. And I
mm.
know that, the insurance industry here in Florida has been an embattled type of subject. And I know that for contractors in this day and age, having good legal help is critical. And when it
Yeah.
comes to being a homeowner dealing with an insurance company and a claim, more times than not, you're going to need the help that
Mm,
they could bring. They
mm,
do good things for homeowners who are unjustly denied. And
mm,
I need that kind of help for the clients that come across us because they have real needs and we want to provide solutions. And
mm,
Cohen Law can do that. But they they reached out to me and said, Kevin, we'd like to come by and meet you and bring you some goodies. So so here comes Daphne, and
mm,
I told her Tuesday we have our team meeting,
mm.
and I had scheduled Donald to come in to meet him and interview him, and then she was coming in right on the tail. Well,
Okay.
she came in, and we all got to meet, and
Mm,
told him about Donald. Of course, she was very excited, and she said, "Wow, Cohen Law absolutely loves athletes and supporting." And so we're exploring opportunities to try to partner to support Donald further. The more
mm,
organic groundswell of support we get for Donald,
mm,
the easier it's going to be, number one, for him to focus on training,
mhm,
knowing that I got his back. I'm going to help
mm,
him get there. And he's going to
mm,
have something to come to when he's done with training. So let's
mm,
focus 100% on your goal, bub.
mm,
You keep doing your thing. We're going to do our thing.
mm.
We're going to do quality roofs that are going to, honor our name and
Mm.
honor you
Oh
and
my gosh.
help get you where you want to be, man. That kind of excites me, Kofi.
Yeah, no, that is exciting. That is really exciting, and it's absolutely like fantastic. Like, how many young men or young women can actually confidently say they have somebody like you, Kevin, that's actually helping put them on in the situation where they can focus on training, really like go and achieve like this specific dream, and when they're done, they can come back to this like other dream and this thing that they want to pursue. Not many, right? And it definitely speaks to your heart as well. And shoot, which is why I am happy to be working with you. I'm happy to be with you in order to be able to help this situation out with the campaign and everything we're going to be putting out for Donald. I believe it's definitely going to bring something in. Now it's I this actually also brings me to my next thing, where it's like, I saw a controversial statement somewhere. You see, just like the way you are very all about helping the athletes and stuff and helping them like get there, and because you've also been one as well too. Some people say supporting local athletes is a waste of business resources, and it should be spent on expansion and profit instead. I'm wondering what you think about that.
Well, for me, I think potentially was especially with athletes like Donald. He is a local athlete. He
Mm,
has local connection. He's gone to school here. He his coaches all love him, support him. His
mm,
classmates,
mm,
professional athletes that he was classmates with,
mm,
and he's got a lot of solid support. His family, that whole support structure,
mm,
and well, for let me just speak firsthand. He brings clout, man, and he brings our. Actually, I kind of put it out there. I'm like, come on, man. God, I drive by these track meets and I see. I'm like, God, somehow can you bring us back into track? And here he brings Josh back in, and then send that message to Donald, and
mm,
Donald connects, So it seems like the stars are aligning and getting us back involved in track and field. Is that beneficial? I think so in many ways. Number one, Donald is he's competing in not so visible sport. They're not supported like maybe the sprinters would be, because they're like, well, they're the mainline guys, right?
Yeah.
And so getting the endorsement dollars is very, very difficult. Okay, so we got an Olympic athlete who's in training and who's project managing or assisting in project managing when he's in town, learning the project. Hey, every time they call us and we're doing a roof, they ask Donald to do it. They're directly helping him not only make a living to support himself while he's training, but also build a career that's going to give him a life and career when he hangs up his spikes. So, is that beneficial for me? Yes. I believe that we are in a community that loves and supports its young people, and we admire the young man that Donald is. And I believe that there are enough people that are going to say, yeah, I want to get on that Donald train. I want to get on the Donald 2028, train, the LA train, get him to those Olympics and getting to that gold dream. I think we have enough people in our community to get behind and support that, who also would know me, trust me as a person, and as a business owner, to deliver a product that both the homeowner, myself, Donald, and everyone involved in the process, and you included, because you're pushing us, man. You're helping us, get the message out. So, do I expect to see return on my dollar? Yeah, I am investing. We've talked dollars, and it's a lot of money to invest to get a campaign like this going. But I love this kid, and it's going to more than pay off. And we're going to help him get our dreams, and we're all going to, we're going to see this company grow as a result of it as well. And more people have, a higher and higher level confidence because of our higher level of visibility, which is our aim.
Exactly. And I'm actually right there with you as well, because in this situation too, I also do believe that technically in what you're doing as well, you're actually definitely going to see even like more profit and expansion. It's a lot of money to invest in him, but it's like just like the type of dream that we're all trying to like achieve, right? And it's amazing to me as to how you're really highlighting and also like bringing this thing in with Donald specifically as well, right? Now, doubling down and also switching gears, still on community, because you are the community man. I need to give you your flowers and talk about the best of the best, because goodness me, what a champ. You won Best of the Best award with Winter Garden. We are Winter Garden, right?
Yes.
And you beat other roofing companies that have been around for a really long time and all of that. You guys came in, and I saw the pictures and stuff. You guys blew the whole space away. Everybody loved you guys. I was excited to you. Can you share your journey of building Horizon West Roofing and winning that We Are Winter Garden award? Like, what made your company stand out across all those other roofing companies before you? And how do you think you guys won the best of the best?
What an honor, let me say, first of all, when best of the best Winter Garden roofers. My God. I didn't even know it was a competition, Kofi. Had it been, I would have had you promoting this, trying to get votes. But we went to the event, and I was looking through the magazine. I said, holy cow, that's my picture there. And so that was my discovery, that we had won what I count to be a very prestigious event, because the number of people that have so much confidence in their content and accurate delivery of information about local events and businesses. So it was a natural partnership for us, because they're in the heart of where I taught, both at Lakeview Middle School and West Orange High School. They're right there in the center. So I'm sure I've got tons of students that are in that area, homeowners, and are going to need roofs, parents, family. I know so many folks there, but I had no idea that it was a voter initiated award. And when I found that, I was really shocked because we had done no campaigning. And at the time, Josh Cruz came on and he said, Coach, he still calls me Coach after all these years. Coach, he said, people love you. He said, they know you, they remember you, and they love you.
Wow.
That was nice to hear.
Yeah, that is amazing to hear. And that is huge, right? And it's like, even though I'm not in that community or anywhere close, just working with you guys and, with Richard and Josh all the time, and the stuff that I hear, even like, the relationship you and I have come to build, and Kay, like over time, we genuinely do love you because of how much you're just like a lovable person. You just give so much. And I can tell that, like, that award definitely meant the world to you. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Honor. Yeah,
oh
huge.
My God. Oh my
Shock,
gosh.
surprise, honor. Yeah. And what it tells me is that, and not that I haven't already accepted that I have a huge responsibility on my shoulders to deliver. I want to be the go-to roofer. I want to be just there, not even to be a thought. Horizon West is a go-to roofer in the area.
Man.
And the relationship we're building with the customers that we're able to help with repairs and that we're starting to re-roof in the area and moving forward, just helping people with whatever their needs are. We're excited about it. Excited about opportunities to even be more involved in the community. Track and field may be that natural avenue. Feel blessed to be right where God planted me. I fought it. I resisted it for years. Right where he planted me. And had I known, I would be enjoying life and loving life so much at this point in my life, Kofi. I would not have believed you. But
wow. Well, I'm wondering, like, did you ever think there was a moment when, like, the roofing industry wouldn't allow you to express your passion for helping people, especially given the fact that there are a lot of, like, roofing contractors that are scumbags and not the best and not honest and just, like, really hurt lots of homeowners?
Yes. I quit roofing. I started Ubering and slinging trash at night to make a living and doing anything I could, and I worked an incredible number of hours to earn a very little amount of money. And it was during that time that I had some deep, deep heart checks as to, is this something I want? Is this something that I want to put my name on? This industry with the reputation that it has? And do I have the strength? As I was out there, Ubering, and a lot of time to talk, a lot of time to hear people, and I heard dreams and I heard visions and people told me about, and certainly had time to reflect on my own. And it, during those and working late into the night, climbing 3-4 miles of stairs a night, going 4 to 6 miles a night, just in slinging, doing the valet work in apartments. I called it slinging trash. I had a truck. I put that girl to work and she made me money. She allowed me to eat. Some people may say that's awful humbling or humiliating. Not at all. All work is honorable. And I wasn't sure I wanted that commitment yet. But it was during that time that I decided, I'm going to own this. I'm going to own this. I'm not going to build a company like anyone else's. Everything that God has done in my life, everything that he has made me to be, he's made that for this time and for this reason, for this season. And so I knew I was going to have to be real and truthful and own everything that we built. And I tried to build, from the ground, build a company that does things right. I mean, if there's any question, we got to decide on the right and the good. And that's not popular in this industry because every day there's opportunity to compromise in some of the smallest ways. And sadly, compromise in ways that have become industry standard, which I am not, going to be part of any part of it. As long as everything we do has to be based in good and right. So I had to own all that because that's a lot of high-minded.
Yeah.
Yes, some might say put on the boots. It's getting high in here, but it's a lot of high-minded talk. But I had to own it because I know that's what I am and what I expected and what I've expected of me. And one of the reasons I had so much stress working for others because my standards and values are up here, but yet that couldn't be my goal because it wasn't my company. Now it is. I haven't seen it. I just know what I've seen in here. And that's what we're going for. That's what we have to develop.
I
And
love that.
that's the dream. So that's why there's no competition, Kofi. I'm competing against myself and the time that I have left to do the very best that I can do.
Yeah. And I love that. Like that actually like blew my brain out. I never knew that you quit and you're doing Ubering and slinging trash. Like I never knew that. So wow, that is like actually actually really crazy and very intriguing. So from that, what made you really just say that like, no, you know what? I do need to get back into roofing. This is my goal that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna create my own company because creating like starting business on your own is not like something easy to just like start or come by, and it's not even easy to like keep it going as well too, right? So what was that moment like? What got you to be like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm getting back into roofing, and I'm gonna go at it with my own business.
I want to start my own company. I want to
Mm,
do what I've done for others, but do it for me and do it
mm,
the way I want to do it. Now, to get there, passing the roofing contractors exam, hey, hats off to the state. That's one of the most challenging testing environments I've ever been through. So getting past the test is a
mm,
big hurdle. Getting your license, getting your business set up,
mm.
deciding how am I going to run this. Things have grown really organically, and I've not really followed a path that I've seen others follow.
Yeah.
And I've assembled a team that's unlike any team I've ever seen.
Mm,
And I think that's why we're working in ways that sets us apart.
mm,
And that's
mm.
how we want to continue to grow this thing and
Yeah.
expand it. That's the dream.
Okay, I love that. I love that a lot. And I for one, I'm definitely happy and glad that you definitely got back into roofing because I can't imagine you not being in roofing because your knowledge, first of all, blows me away. The things that you know and is like you fascinate about and truly love this. And in conjunction with that as well, to just help on people, just like goals like even further beyond. Now, I want to now also like come into speaking of business, you running your business and everything. I want to speak about Sarah and Sarah's integration into Horizon West Roofing stuff because yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I literally have like moments where when you called me and I was in meetings and I couldn't like answer and then you left me voice notes and stuff. I literally play back those moments as to how happy and excited that you are about Sarah and Gloria and everything of that sort. So and it brings such a joy to me as to how she has pretty much like really brought such a light in your life and your business. So like just I just want to I guess like talk about that a little bit. Like how has that helped transform your business, especially with Sarah being an AI? And
Mm-hmm.
did you have any hesitation at all about Sarah, especially because she's an AI? Because many other business owners have like, all these hesitations about AI at this point.
Oh, no, 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 no. I had no hesitation, Kofi, because I know
Mhm,
that AI is where we're going. We
mhm,
implement it. And as an engineer, guess what? You hold the keys. Not only that, you tell them the map and you make the road for it to
mm,
travel on. So you're the one designing that AI
mm,
animal that we're building. And
mm,
that we're training it to be uniquely equipped to to get the type of customers that we want. That's
mm.
the initial goal, I think, starting out, right? That's what we talked about. We want
Yeah,
those customers that are like our dream. And we'll
yeah,
be able to fine tune this puppy over time and get her there, right? That's
mm,
the goal. Well,
yeah,
we started out our first, listen, every lead, even though we're still teaching her,
mhm,
we're tweaking her and training her. Every lead we've had have been high quality lead. I paid
mm,
less for leads, but I've
mm,
never had leads that are solid as these.
yeah,
These people are expecting us. They know exactly what to expect. They're smiling when we come into their home, into their house, and we give them informed options. And they're really happy to trust us with their business. And those are quality leads, Kofi. Those are high quality leads. Like
Well,
Waterboy, you know.
I was like, so I guess this is even surprising for me too, because it's like, I knew that like, I'm always like about, yes, I bring high quality leads. That's the one thing I've always done. I guess I just really did not realize exactly how high of quality they were and how much it also meant to you. And I still remember a situation where that person that came through, one of the ads we were running, that only spoke Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sarah switched to Gloria and started speaking Spanish. And it still blows my mind that it was Joshua, right, that said she speaks better Spanish than him.
Yes.
I'm surprised by that. I truly am. What is your view of stuff like that? And the fact that, in this situation, Sarah can actually speak better Spanish than some people. In other situations as well too. I also really love the fact that we were sleeping and we woke up to a book, multiple bookings and stuff like that as well happening. What is your take on that? Like, how does that give you back? Does that give you back any time and all of that? Like, where you don't have to stress?
Huge. Well, first of all, having a Spanish speaking assistant sets you apart. It gives you capabilities. We not only have the AI assistant, our sales manager, Josh, he's bilingual and he can handle all of our Spanish speaking customers with high level quality. But yeah, when he told me that, I was shocked too, because of course I don't speak or read Spanish. But that is what we're seeing, that both Gloria and Sarah are just doing a great job screening our clients. And those that actually need help, she's giving them the information to set the appointment. And I have everything I need going in. And they answer my calls when I call. For the most part, there's some of those people that are tire kicking. They're going to try to go, and they're looking for an angle. Maybe they've tried to go around the insurance system, or do it their own way, not listen to a professional like myself that would speak truthfully to them.
Right.
And, sometimes they don't always call, but that's, once they know what we can deliver, they know if I'm the contractor they need. And if they want an honest, fair, they're all going with me.
Yeah, that is true. And it's something I've really realized is which is why I'm so, again, very excited to really be working with you, because I know if I get Kevin or Joshua or John in front of these people, I know they're going to close them, because once they just start speaking with any of you, they just know because it's they need you guys.
Yeah.
They need you guys without them even knowing that they need you guys. And the thing that I love about you guys the most is that the type of roof and materials that you guys use is even different from many, all the way to the type of customer service and everything as well too. You're just amazing. And I think one of the things that drove me closer to you as well is your future plans for Horizon West Roofing. I'm wondering if it's okay for you to share, or what, because I love the fact that you're a dreamer, Kevin.
Yes.
Because I love working with dreamers, and I love trying to take an active role in making that come true. What are your future plans with Horizon West Roofing? And through that, the continued commitment to supporting the community.
That's a perfect introduction into my second chicken analogy. I not only want to be the Colonel Sanders of roofing, I also want to be the Chick-fil-A of roofing. I like to think of Chick-fil-A as fast food elevated, right? They have some of the best food. You walk in, you're treated unlike any other place. They got the best and the brightest seem to be working there, that are attracted to doing there. But you know what? You go behind the scenes and you find out why. These kids that come in, I say kids, and of course, I don't know if they're kids or grown men. I say that because I'm old. but
Yeah.
they but you know they're just bright and beautiful
Mm,
kids, and you get behind the scenes and you understand, okay, there's scholarship opportunities, and through through their process, those young people with promise and those who show interest in their management program, put them into management. I have a nephew who's a perfect example. As he was working in his master's in business administration, he was assistant managing at Chick-fil-A, and he graduated, and not long Mr.
mm,
Kathy invited him to um, Atlanta
mm,
and gave him and offered him a franchise. And, his life has changed. But this is a solid young man, one of the best and one of the brightest kids I've ever known. And he's
mm,
doing a great job for him. And he's having a great life. And he's making a great living. And he's building a great family. Kofi, that's the kind of company I want to build. I want to build a company that's going to give young men and families the opportunity to be the men, the families running the businesses that our country needs. That is really kind of the backbone of who we are as a
mm,
society. People with integrity in our
mm,
families, in our communities, and in our business. So, how do I see that related to the roofing business? Well, my goal is to help young men, get to the point where within 4 years they're ready to start running their own franchise, and us just start expanding. I
mm,
don't see this as, eventually, there will come a time when we're able to put more gas to it. Right now, it's very organic.
mm,
And in many ways, it needs to stay that way because not everyone is made for this kind of business. It is I don't even know how to describe it, Kofi. I just love what I'm doing. And it's given these guys an opportunity to learn
mm,
who they are and to learn
mm,
what their passion is. And if
mm.
they find their passion somewhere else, I want to help them succeed. If they find their passion in roofing, man, I want to partner with them and help them succeed and dominate our market. And then, and if, so in every way, give them an opportunity to build a life, raise a family, and have a great life. So ultimately, my goal would be not only be the Colonel Sanders of roofing, but also the Chick-fil-A, because we have multiplied. You go back to the very, the philosophy of, we started with fishing for men, and it is really just God has brought the right people across our life and across our business at the right time. And we've kind of been building piece by piece with that. And as we are made aware of more and more needs, begin asking for more and more. But right now, that's our mentality, looking for people who have a desire for a career in the trades, a career in roofing, a career in sales, um, and an opportunity for mentorship
Mm.
with unlimited earning potential. This is a great opportunity. And if you have a desire to being a business owner, you know, uh,
Mm.
and having your own business, having that level of freedom, financial freedom, uh,
Mm.
freedom with your time and life. I guess that's a different mentality of people that I'm looking for. But those
Mm.
are the folks that God are bringing across our way.
Yeah, you're right. You're right,
Yeah.
and I love that, and it's very intriguing, and I love the fact that you actually have such a dream that you really want to achieve, and I love the fact that you really want to empower young men,
Yeah.
like every single time, because it's not there are people that say it, there's not many that do it, and you're one of the few that you're not only saying it, but you're actively doing it, and you've been doing it for years,
My whole life.
like over a decade, you
No, I've
know,
been doing it my whole life.
your whole life. Look at that.
Well, at
And
least from the time started ministry after college, poured my
wow,
life into kids, young people,
wow, wow.
and helping bring them up, knowing that there are hope, and
Oh my gosh.
So
I
that's
love
been a
that.
passion all along, helping young people. So that's really easy and fun for me.
Yeah. And I see that. And now I guess it brings me to my I guess my last question before anything is like, what advice would you give to small business owners who want to grow while staying rooted in their values and community like you have?
I knew coming in, the key to my business success is my face, my message, and my delivery.
Hmm.
Going in, it's humbling, realizing I can't go and knock on every door. I can't meet every homeowner. And if I tried, I would be wasting my time. So what I've tried to do personally is dig deep into my own values and my own dreams, my own vision, what I want us to look like, the customers that I want to reach,
Hmm.
the homes I want to be in, what I want our business to look like. Realizing for me, Kofi, I realized that number one, making the commitment to doing things right financially, being conservative in the approach and the starting, because it's scary how hard these first 2 years of business is. Be conservative, just be conservative, pay your bills, do the right things, do good and everything.
Yeah.
And but for me, it's all been about the partnerships that I have, been able to develop. The partnerships, especially with my marketing partners, because Kofi, honestly, it's you that puts me in the homes of all those people that I want to be, and it's those customers that I want that hear my message and they call me, and it's a perfect fit. That makes sense to me, Kofi. So making the investments in marketing with marketing partners. Here's what I learned, Kofi. You marketers are a weird bunch of folks. You have a metrics all your own. And, after, being a small business owner, of course, you're bombarded with these calls. And I'm a fairly engaging person. And I like to try and talk to everybody on some level if I can, and also gain information and see if there's something, new or different. So I started out with with a very conservative approach, getting my website up, getting my business page up, trying to lay a foundation there of a digital profile. And then it's all about the type of marketing. And for me, it took a while to build some equity to be able to have money to invest in marketing. And I think that's important because I had that in my mind from the beginning that I needed the marketing partners. And over time, I heard that the marketers, wanting to hit all these matrix. And I kept telling folks, guys, it don't matter what matrix you guys hit. You can be really excited about the results of your ads, but if it don't result in money in my pocket, it's of no use to me.
Yeah.
And, a lot of times, I think there may be young folks that call, or maybe not so experienced, and they're a little intimidated by that. But it resonated with you.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that. So I knew we were on the same page immediately. But I think those types of partnerships, trusted, marketing partners who have your business, at hand. We are Winter Garden. Another trusted partner. My God, they do good work and great community where I want to be. Fortunately, I've been able to focus where I want to blossom my business from the Horizon West area throughout all of Orlando, Florida, Southeast, probably back to Missouri where my parents met, and maybe someday all over America we'll see, this dream Chick-fil-A of roofing. Horizon West Roofing, delivering high-quality roofs, world-class customer service to your neighborhood.
I love that. My gosh, that right there, I think I'm actually about to use that in every single ad at the end of it, because that right there is amazing, brother. It really is amazing. And man, what a treat this podcast has honestly been. Guys, as you can see evidently, this is why I love working with this man. This is why this man is my brother, genuinely, because he is amazing. He is genuine. He really likes to give back to people, and he really understands what and who he is and how he can help make a difference. So homeowners, if you're watching this, any homeowners in the Horizon West area, I recommend you definitely reach out to Kevin, hwroof.com. reach out to Kevin anytime. There's a form there I believe you can fill, or even the numbers right there you can call. He offers free consultations. You have no obligation to do anything. He will just tell you exactly what it is. And goodness me, and guys as well, if you're also down to also help us support Donald for 2028, the Olympics journey as well, please reach out to Kevin as well too. Kevin, do you have any final words whatsoever for people? And I guess even before that, brother, I definitely want to dedicate this podcast and everybody knowing you through this podcast as well to your dad, an amazing man.
Millard Mitchell. He certainly was a great man.
Oh my God.
And I'm going to just piggyback on that. Anybody that
Yeah.
calls and asks for us, if you wanted to help Donald, please mention his name so we can get his name as your direct. And hey, when he's in town, we're going to bring him by your project. He's going to meet every one of his clients and be as involved as he possibly can in each one of the projects, and you will get a meeting. But if you want to help support Donald and get your roof fixed, this is a great way to do it and not have to pay any extra money. It's just going to be a part of the work he's doing, and we all do good.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And hey, by the way, you may never know. He may just show up to your door from whispers I've heard. So definitely please mention that when you give like Kevin a call. Okay,
Yes,
guys? Yes. Awesome. But well, without much further ado, guys, this has been an amazing, fantastic podcast. I hope you guys learned a lot. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, guys.
Thank you, Kofi.